adswaps, the best source of free traffic. In this video, we're going to be covering what are adswaps, again, why we like adswaps so much, and the whole process of doing adswaps in order to get traffic and build your list and leverage the list that you've built using solo ads and the other traffic methods that we've been talking about. So, what are adswaps? They are a very simple and low-level joint venture, also known as a JV. You and another partner agree to promote each other on a specific date and time. On that date, you both send out emails to your lists promoting one another. The idea is you both get traffic from each other and you both continue to build your lists. Now, we like these so much. The main reason is because they are free and there is an almost endless pool of partners that you can swap with. There's a lot of people out there building their lists, looking to build their list bigger, who are willing to swap with you, okay? And this one method of list building has been responsible for many marketers' success. So this also gives you a way to leverage your list. There's a saying that a list begets a list, okay? And it does so by doing ad swaps. Basically, when you've built a list, you can parlay your list into growing bigger and bigger by doing cross promotions and ad swaps with other people. Doing ad swaps, the process. You find and contact potential partners. You set the date and time of your swap. You create a campaign or tracking link. You trade swipes or the actual emails with your partner. So you get an email from them and then you give them an email. You simply queue up the email to your autoresponder to go out at the date and time that you guys agreed on. And after that, you track your results. So it's a very, very simple way of getting traffic, and these 6 steps are all you need to do. So, first part here, finding and contacting partners. There is a lot of places to find ad swaps out there. There's the Warrior Forum JV section. When you see someone who's asking for a swap, simply send them a private message. If you don't have enough posts on the Warrior Forum to send a PM or private message, then simply reply to the thread that they've started and say, hey, email me, or hey, send me a private message with your email address so I can email you. Or what you can do is you can upgrade your Warrior Forum account to become what's called a War Room member. And War Room members can automatically start private messaging other members, and you also get access to this area of the Warrior Forum called the War Room. There's a bunch of cool free stuff in there. Might not be too bad of an idea to just upgrade if you don't want to mess around with posting on the Warrior Forum. Now, there's also, again, safeswaps.com. You can go right over to safeswaps.com. You get an account there, and you can start messaging people. You can start lining up swaps using their built-in booking system that they've got. And what you'll want to do is once you go to safeswaps.com and you read it over and everything, you can get all the details about how it works and how to utilize it right from within their own built-in training. Now, one of the last and really one of the coolest places to find swaps is in Skype channels or chat rooms. To get into a Skype channel, you need to be invited. So if you line up a swap with someone who you've contacted on Skype, you might want to ask them if they're in any channels and if they would mind adding you into those channels. This is a very, very good way to make friends, make connections, get a lot of ad swap partners very quickly, and fill up your calendar, okay? Now, second part here, setting a date and time. Once you've contacted a potential partner, you're going to want to ask, when's their next available date to swap? How many clicks can they swap? What's the size of their list? Will they do a single or a double? And what this means is, do they want to just send out once, generally in the morning, or do they want to do a double? And that's where you send out both in the morning and again in the evening. So you're going to want to ask what they want to do. Sometimes if you just do a single with somebody, then they'll book another swap in the afternoon with somebody else. Or if you want to do a double, then again, you just basically queue up. You trade 2 emails and you queue up 2 emails for them and just make sure to basically spread those emails about, 12 hours apart from each other. So if you're going to mail out in the morning at 6 a.m., then you can mail out in the evening at about 6 p.m. as an example. Now, once you've set a date and time to swap, mark it down in your calendar. Either use a physical calendar on a piece of paper, use a notepad if you need to, or use Google Calendar. Google Calendar works really well. Of course, it's free to use, and it's nice because you can set up multiple calendars if you need to. Basically, do whatever you need to do, but don't forget that you set up the swap, because missing a swap is a very big faux pas, okay? You don't want to build a reputation as somebody who sets up swaps and forgets and flakes out, okay? So you want to do what you say you're going to do and swap when you say you're going to swap. It's very important. Now, create your tracking link and your campaign link. At this point, you need to pick a campaign from our list of campaigns, okay, and give that link to your swap partner. So you go into your back office and choose one of the campaigns. So you can ask your partner if, what they'll want to swap. If they don't want to swap one of the regular campaigns, you can give them a freebie campaign, and that will be fine. That's why we have the freebie campaigns as well as the regular campaigns. Some people would rather send out a freebie to their list, and that's fine. That's why we have all those freebies to choose from. So again, you make up a tracking ID, use a descriptive code when you so that when you look at your stats, you'll know exactly who sent the traffic on what dates. So for example, let's say you swapped with Joe Blow on March 11th, you'd make up a code like JB0311, right? So that way when you go back into your stats, you'll see JB0311 sent you so many clicks and you got so many opt-ins. What you're also going to want to do is choose one of the pre-written emails for that campaign and give it to your swap partner. And that leads us to this part, which is trading swipes. So the term swipe copy, or swipes are all slang for the email that you give to your partner to mail out for you. A little bit of education here. In advertising, the phrase ad copy is the actual words of your advertisement, and a swipe file is a record that many marketers create of ads that have done well in the past that they can draw inspiration from. So when we say trading swipe or getting swipe copy, you give your partner the email swipe copy that you've picked for your campaign, and they give you some email swipe copy to mail out to your list. Now at this point, you simply take the email that your partner has given you and you queue it up to your list. If you agreed to send it out right away, then send it out right away. If not, then pre-schedule it to go out at the agreed upon date and time. The campaigns video shows you in detail how to mail out to your list. So in the campaigns section of your back office, watch that video for the nitty-gritty specific details on how to send an email to your list, okay? Now at this point, track your results. So you go into the tracking section of your back office. You should see traffic and actions under the tracking ID in which you created for this particular swap. Review and make sure that the appropriate amount of clicks were sent to you. So what that means is if you agreed to send 100 clicks to each other, then you're going to want to make sure that you got 100 clicks from your swap partner. Then you can go into your autoresponder account and you can review the amount of clicks that you sent to your partner. So if you sent 100, they sent 100, then you should be good to go. If you sent them less than they sent you, you might want to consider mailing out a second time for them to make that up. If they sent you less than what you sent them, then you might want to ask them if they would mind sending out for you again to even things up. Now, after the swap, create a text file or a spreadsheet and keep a record of who you've swapped with and the results. Keep details like the person's name, how many clicks you got, how many opt-ins you got, whether they sent out on time for you, things like that. Okay, this is going to be important because you're going to want to rebook and do more swaps with the people that have done well for you in the past, okay? And at the same time, if somebody sends you a bunch of clicks and you didn't get any opt-ins, you might want to steer clear of them in the future. You're also going to want to ask for referrals and give them a referral to another one of your swap partners. This is really the best way to find new reputable swap partners, is by referral. So let's say you did a swap with someone and it went well. You can say, hey, do you know anyone else I can do a swap with? And if they say, oh yeah, you can, let me introduce you to so-and-so, then you can say, oh great, yeah, I've done a swap with this other person, do you know this person? And then you can give them a referral, they can give you a referral, and you can both continue to build your list and do swaps with other reputable people. Now, in conclusion, doing swaps is really one of the best free ways to get traffic, because you get a lot of leverage and you make a lot of good connections. As you're going through this whole process, you're really building two extremely valuable lists. You're building your email subscriber list, right? But then number two, you're building a list of JV swap partners, okay? The people you meet and the connections and relationships you form are almost more important than your email list, okay? These are the same people who will likely promote a product for you if you decide to create one down the road. And finally, you really want to set a goal to do 1 to 2 swaps per day for the next month. If you really hustle and you set up a bunch of swaps, you do 30 swaps in 30 days or more, if you do 60 swaps in 30 days, then you're just going to be miles ahead of most other people, and you're going to end up with a great asset that will serve you for life. And with that, we will see you on the next video.